And we are live. Welcome, everybody. I'm glad to have everybody on this call. This is something we do once a month. We do a call with all of you guys from the forum to come in here, do a Q&A, and ask questions, and just really just try to provide as much value as we can for everybody. So we're going to go over a couple of topics. I'm going to go over a couple of things that I've realized recently, like because I've gotten a lot of questions. I've done a couple of public speaking things recently. And I get a lot of questions from guys who come up to me, and we're going to go over a couple of them. One of them I want to go over is if you're an older gentleman and you believe the way, because of some of the age appropriateness, wokeness that you hear, that because you're 37, you should not be dating a 23 or a 24-year-old. I want to disabuse you of that horse shit today. We're gonna make sure you understand that's not real. The other thing we're going to go over is the concept of having women chase you. This is kind of a big one that a lot of people don't understand, is that they're, because of the mindset that's come up with, and I know, listen, I just have Mystery on. He's one of my good friends. Owen Cook is one of my like 5 best friends in the world. Pickup, not that type of pickup is what I'm talking about, but like the intent-based cold approach pickup where I'm grabbing, I'm needy. I need to pick you up. I need your validation. I need your approval. And if you've ever had a situation where women chase, and by the way, some of you have, some of you, what you've done is whenever you go after girls you're really attracted to, you notice you can't get their attention. But whenever you're talking to girls that are really mid, they give you all their attention, and or girls that you're just like moderately attracted to, they're giving you all their attention. You've been chased before. Some of you guys have been chased before. It's just like not with girls that you're really attracted to. And one of the things I'm going to show you is that attitude you have when the girl who's not that attractive comes up and talks to you is the same attitude you need to have when you're talking to the girl who's like your perfect 10. So that's the other thing I want to go over in this call. And then the other thing I want to go over is the concept of being able to meet a ridiculously large amount of women in a short period of time without using cold approach. So if you want to use cold approach, we do teach you cold approach to build a social circle. It's very different what we teach. Whenever you guys think of cold approach, a lot of people just automatically, their brain goes to pickup. We don't do pickup. What we do instead, and we're going to do this tonight. Tonight, I'm hosting Babes in Toyland here in Las Vegas, and we're going to, we're probably going to film some hot seat footage. You're going to actually get to see me live in the field. And when you see what we do is we offer value off the rip. So the first thing I'm going to do is when I go up to girls, I'm going to be like, you guys are coming to the breast cancer awareness party next on the 15th, right? You guys are coming to the pink party on the 15th, right? And the girl's like, no, what is that? It's like, oh, we're having a breast cancer awareness party. They will literally take your motherfucking phone out of your hand and then put their contact info in it. They'll be chasing you because you opened with an offer and you didn't open by hitting on them, showing lower value, okay? It's a really big thing that we want to show you in this program. One last thing I do want to go over, and we can go over this in the Q&A because it's really, really in depth. And I have a video about this coming up later on this week. And that is, and I get this question, and it's usually from people that are from very homogenous societies. So my clients that are Indian, my clients that are Chinese, my clients that are from Eastern European places like Serbia or maybe even Germany, some places like that. The questions they ask me, they're like, hey, Michael, does Social Circle only get you slutty women? And so we have a video coming out this week called Does Social Circle Get You Sluts? The answer is very much based in the data and the experience that we have with hundreds of guys. There's one survey that's come out recently that shows that women who are younger are more affected by what's called mate choice copying. So you guys see all the photos that my clients take where we have a bunch of girls with us. Those photos, and there's data on this, number one, that the men in the photos seem more attractive to women. That one's pretty conclusive. Texas Tech did a study on that one. Please look it up if you doubt any of this whatsoever. Number two, there's another study that shows that mate choice copying, i.e. pre-selection, works more on younger women. So women under the age of 25, it actually works more on. And here's the big one. There's a study on sociosexuality. Sociosexuality means promiscuous, okay? That's what sociosexual equals, promiscuous women. So you have sociosexual men and sociosexual women. The opposite of sociosexuality or sociosexual women is restrictive women. These are women who have lower body counts. Does everybody understand? What they found is that pre-selection, i.e. mate choice copying, works more on restrictive women than promiscuous women. Meaning, What does that mean? That means that when you have a woman who doesn't have a lot of dating experience, she's going to look around for social cues from other women to try to determine whether or not that's the person that she wants to talk to. Does it make sense? This is a really confusing thing because a lot of guys, what happens is your mom and dad tell you, hey, you need to go to this school, you need to get this degree, you need to do this, or else you're only going to end up with sluts. So this is sociosexual women. So since I post photos like this, guys, the women that want to go out with me are usually under 25, and often I'm the maybe first or second boyfriend they've had in their entire life. And this is frequent. This is constantly happening, okay? The other thing I want to go over really quickly, because this is a really fucking funny thing. I heard somebody say this the other day, is they think that we are, in this course, that we're photobombing these photos, okay? So you'll see every one of the girls in this photo is tagged. They all liked the photo. All of them follow me. I have all of their phone numbers in my phone, and I'm dating one of them. So that's not true. There's no photobombing in Men of Action. You need to know the girls. In a lot of cases, we're the ones who set up the events. When you do so, you show pre-selection. And just like we talked about with the data I just presented to you, the pre-selection works on women who are younger, and it works on women who have lower body counts. There's another thing that goes over the difference between knowing if a man is married, so he's taken, meaning you know he's at least sexually active with one woman, versus a man who's just in a photograph with 4 other women. Does anybody want to guess which man women found more attractive? The one who was taken, so they knew he was dating a woman, or the guy who was with 4 women and they didn't know if he was dating any of them? Anyone want to guess? Just write in the chat. What do you guys think? What do you guys think the answer is? Married or 4 women? Anybody?
Pretty
You
sure
guys know how to use the chat?
Pretty sure the married one.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. It's the guy with the 4 women. Actually, it had more of an effect to show attractive qualities in that than it did the other way. So that's essentially what happened. So it's crazy. I'm going to show this data. All of the data we're talking about, we have coming up in a video this week. We have the verse video that's coming up talking about how pre-selection works. And then secondarily, okay, so it's one of these situations where sociosexuality is not as prevalent in women who see make choice copying. So we use technical data that we find from the Royal Society, Texas Tech University, Oklahoma State University, Southwest University. There's several universities that show this. That's why this program's different. That's why Men of Action has 4,000 people that have gone through the program and had unbelievable levels of success. That's the reason why we have so many reviews on Trustpilot. That's the reason why we have so many positive testimonials from different things, is because of how well we've done as far as using science in order to show high levels of success. Okay, we'll get to questions if you guys want to go over specific questions when it comes to that. But right now, those are the main things I want to go over in this program. But the big one is the idea that this lifestyle that I show, or that my clients show, gets you women that are promiscuous, is simply not true. And then here's the other thing: if you guys want to run this experiment on your own, you can ask. There's 2 ways you can run it. So here's Tristan right here. Tristan's one of my. He's one of the coaches here. Tristan took this photo. This is an 11 out of 10. This is the type of candid stuff that we teach you how to do in Men of Action. You're going to learn this in the first couple modules before we actually even get into Pillar 1. You're going to learn how to do this. I took this photo. So I don't just talk about it, I be about it. And I'll show you how to do this. Here's the crazy part. There was a girl right here next to him. He used photo editing to remove her because she wasn't very attractive, to remove her. Like you can use Nano Banana right now on Gemini, and it will remove unattractive women from your photos. It is fucking madness, guys, what you can get away with right now, okay? So I want to go over these different concepts. First one I want to go over, like I said before, let me see if I can find it here real quick. What if women chased you? So here's kind of the issue that happens for most men in most cases. Can you guys, because I'm seeing if you got, here we go, married, yeah, all right, good. If you guys in the chat could do me a favor real quick. Who here's noticed women? Who here's been dating for more than 10 years? Who here's been dating? Put a 1 in the chat if you've been dating for more than 10 years. Yeah. So 1 of you has been dating for more than 10 years. That's incredible. Okay, God. Okay, cool. Oh, here we go. There we go. A few of you. Beautiful. So for those of you who have been dating for more than 10 years, Can you tell me, are women more or less flaky over the last 10 years? More or less flaky? Just go ahead and write in the chat. Are they more or less flaky? Guys, if there's one thing we're going to learn during this fucking call is you're going to learn how to use Zoom. There we go. Good. Guys, you understand business is done on Zoom now. Whenever I'm like, raise your hand, leave a comment, and you guys are like kind of confused on what to do, you need to know how to operate Zoom. If you don't, it's one of the things we teach you in the course. You need to know how to operate your phone. We're going to teach you, if you ever guys come over to immersion, here's one of the things we do. Ready? Take out your phone and take a picture. 1, 2, camera, photo. It has to be that fast. If you're one of these idiots, and I mean that, I'm trying to be as nice as possible. If you're one of these fucking idiots who doesn't know how to use the flash on your phone, we're going to fix that. We're going to beat that out of you. There's nothing cool about not knowing how to use your phone. There's nothing cool about it. We're past that. That whole idea of, hey man, let's put our phones away, that's good if you never want to be with attractive women. Keep doing that. That's fine. For those of you who have transcended that stupidity and you want to actually learn how to attract beautiful women and have them chase you, you need to be a master at how to use social media to be social, to create events where there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 girls for every guy at these events. You need to learn that technique. And that's what we teach you in the program, okay? Let me see here. A great example is like, and again, we don't just talk about it, we be about it. Here in the next couple hours, we're hosting this event full of girls at Justin Aldean's. We have a ton of girls coming out there to boots and bikinis. All the girls are wearing bikinis and boots, and we paid them, ready for it? We paid them $0. There's going to be like 5 times as many girls as guys there, and we paid them $0. It will be a charity event. The girls will be wearing boots at Justin Aldean's, and they'll be wearing bikinis. Why? How is it that we're able to create that? We use social media to create social events. When you do so, there's also tons of data that shows this. Dr. David Buss talks about this at the University of Texas at Austin. There's about 14% more women than men on the campus. I think it's more than that now. It's probably closer to 20% more. So if you really count that number, if there's 20%, so for instance, there's 20% more women than men, then that means the ratio at that university is 70-30. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing about 68% of college graduates now being female. If you realize what that means that there's 70-30. That's more than twice as many women as men. In situations where there's more women than men in a society or in some kind of arena, women are more accepting of polygynous relationships, meaning where it's closed on her end and it's open on your end. Where women are more accepting of men who want to date multiple women at the same time when there's multiple women in a group. So just think about a Dan Bilzerian party where there's like 15 girls for every guy. The girls there are not looking to try to make any one of those guys settle down. They're comfortable, or at least more comfortable, sharing a man because there's more women than men. And we see this in colleges all over the country. We see this in different cities where there's more women than men. It's a very, very common practice. In societies where there's more men than women, then women are only accepting of long-term arrangements, okay? And these women are also more likely to cheat because there's more men than women. When you guys are in a place where there's more men than women, being in the military, it was difficult like this for me. Going to a nightclub in 2025, there's way, way, way more men than women. You guys will notice that. These things, when you have more men than women, now women are less accepting of you dating multiple women at the same time. Does everybody understand? So the goal ultimately, like we're going to teach you how to build a social circle, but the goal ultimately is to have ratio to where you're consistently with attractive women and there's numbers of them every time you go out. The goal is eventually for you to have a lifestyle like this where you're consistently with attractive women who come out, hang out with you. They know who you are. They come to your event. They come to your birthday party. They're excited to see you. Consistently, this is what we're looking for you guys to achieve, and we're able to help the guys in this program achieve it. So just so you know, this isn't some abstract thing. This is an event that I throw, that I help Steve Fowler throw on a regular basis, okay? And this is something that we do very easily. So when we create that environment where there's 300 babes in toilet, there's 300 girls and about 75 guys, or the old Ignite parties where there was 2,500 women and about 500 dudes, or when we would go to the Playboy Mansion and there was about 5 or 6 girls for every guy. In those situations, because women see other women, do you guys remember what I told you about pre-selection and mate choice copying? Women are looking for cues from other women Okay. Like just imagine you're a girl, you're like 21 years old, and you see a girl that you follow on social media and she's really pretty, but let's just say she's like 28, 29, and you see her paying attention to a guy. You evolutionarily are going to pay attention to that guy as well. Just imagine any one of you guys if you changed career fields. Let's just say one of you guys was an electrician now and you got into real estate. So now you're in real estate. Are you going to go try everything in real estate by yourself? Or are you going to look for cues from other real estate agents, pre-selection from other real estate agents, social proof from other real estate agents to say, okay, this neighborhood, I can sell more expensive homes. This neighborhood is more likely to find people who are buyers. This neighborhood has a terrible school system. This neighborhood, it's really hard because there's a lot of crime. Are you going to try to do it all on your own, or are you going to look for pre-selection, or you're going to look for social proof from other people? So because you switch from being an electrician to a real estate agent, you have very little experience, right? Let's use that analogy for a woman. You're young with a low body count. You're a real estate agent, you just got into real estate, you don't know anyone in real estate. That means you have low levels of experience, okay? Just like a woman who's 21 years old and has had like a high school boyfriend and no one else. So younger women with lower body counts are going to be more susceptible to social proof and pre-selection. You guys understand that? Cool? Understand that? Now, here's the thing. The reason why I'm saying this, I'm definitely not here trying to tell you guys to be 40-year-old men chasing after women who are in their 20s. That's not what I'm here to tell you. I'm going to tell you it's difficult to date a woman who's 20 years old. You know, I'm not here to try to encourage you to do that. What I am here to explain to you, though, is this concept that because we're surrounded by women, other women won't find us attractive because they think we're sluts isn't true. And here's an experiment if you want to run this. Talk to some of your female friends and you ask them, you're like, hey, how much do you really care about a guy's body count? And they'll be like, I kind of care. And they're like, okay, what number's too, you met your dream guy. What number's too high? And you're going to have girls be like, I don't know. Ask a guy, he's going to be like 5'3". What, like if you ask a guy what the high body count is, he knows. He knows. A lot of guys know. Maybe not every guy, but a lot of guys know. If you ask a woman, they're like, I mean, I guess it's like you guys can watch me do this on Access Vegas. We do it. We ask this question all the time. What's a body count that's too high for men? And the women will be like, I don't know. I guess like 100 or 200, or I guess that's probably too many. You guys know the average man in the United States has had 7 sexual partners in his entire life. And these girls are like 100. We had Sterling Cooper on our show last week. Sterling Cooper was a male escort and a male porn star. And he's dating he was engaged to a woman recently who had been with like one guy in her entire life. Okay? And he was a male porn star. Some of you guys are worried about being looked at as a player. He was a male porn star, and he was still getting women with very little sexual experience. Okay? So I just want to make sure this is very clearly understood. The idea that men of action get you sluts is not true. And in order to get women to chase you, what do you need to do? You need a large number of women in your presence, meaning showing approval, showing compliance, etc. So look how we're solving 2 problems at once. We're generating attraction by having a lot of women with us, by using female friends, female teammates, in order to calibrate us, in order to get us into better events, in order to introduce us to more women. So we're doing it that. So we're using pre-selection to generate more attraction. And then at the same time, this pre-selection gets us women who are younger with lower body counts, if that's what we want. Now, some of you guys want sluts. Put a 1 in the chat. If you're just like, Michael, fuck this. I just want to date slutty women. Go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. I know there's a bunch of you guys. Like, Michael, I don't want these women who are inexperienced. I want a girl who's ran through with a 900 body count. Can we, anybody? Come on, guys, don't lie to me. Come on. I know I'm fucking with you. If you do want that, if you do want women who are very promiscuous, here's a great way to find the promiscuous women. Ready? Here's what you do. You go to a club and you meet a girl and you start keno escalating on her. You start trying to physically escalate her on the club. Maybe you pull her hair. Maybe you put your hands around her waist and you keno escalate. Now, I want you guys to think about this for a second. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to consider that you have a hypothetical daughter. Now, some of you might have a daughter. I don't want you to use your actual daughter for this. You have a hypothetical daughter. I want you to think about your daughter going out to a bar, and some guy that she's not attracted to starts touching her inappropriately that she just met, and then your daughter goes home and fucks him. What would you think about your daughter? Okay. If you want to get sluts, Just go Kino escalate, go direct pickup. That's how you get them. The reason why this whole pickup thing lasted for as long as it did, why people kept believing in this nonsense, was because guys would go to a bar, they would meet the most sociosexual woman. Remember, sociosexual equals promiscuous. They meet some of the most sociosexual women they could. They would physically escalate quickly. These women don't require any comfort because they've slept with hundreds of men. And so then they go home with the girl, and then they write a lay report about how I used my game to get a girl. No, you had sex with a girl with a
Wait, don't
600 body
forget
count.
then it goes on the infield. Don't forget about the infield. Then
Yeah,
it goes
then
on
it
the
goes-
infield on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, it goes infield in the YouTube channel where you took the girl, you blurred out her face, you took the girl home with the 600 body count. Congratulations, you were born on third and you thought you had a triple. Like, that's essentially what happens. So if you guys want highly promiscuous women, I would highly recommend cold approach direct game pickup or mode 1. Mode 1 is a great way. Just go up to women, just directly say, hey, I'm interested in having sex with you. Would you like to have sex with me? That's what mode 1 is, like hyper direct game. If you guys want to do that, that's what you should do, okay? Additionally, here's another thing where I can show pre-selection in person. So when I'm at an event, but I can also show pre-selection when I can also show pre-selection on social media, on the internet. I can also show pre-selection, okay? When I do that when I'm showing pre-selection on social media, does anybody here have any investments in, like, just put a 1 in the chat, S&P 500, CDs, money market accounts? Anybody, just, you guys have any investments? Okay, cool. You guys have some, okay, cool. Your investments make money for you while you sleep. You guys understand that? That's one of the selling points for buying some sort of equity or investment. It makes money for you while you sleep, okay? This generates attraction for you while you sleep. This is why Social Circle is so efficient, because it generates attraction for you and social proof. I don't know what just happened there, guys. I apologize. Let me see if I can, here we go. Social Circle generates attraction for you while you sleep, okay? And by the way, if you want to look, this is another thing. So apparently, this type of content is supposed to look like it's try hard. Do you see Nikki San Diego right here? Okay. So do you see how she's leaving the heart eye emojis? Ask yourself, do women who look like this, are they leaving heart eye emojis on your content? Okay, I need to explain this to you. When you look like the guy who has tons of girls with him, other girls start messaging you. They start leaving heart eye emojis. They start sending you messages. When you have, this is what happens. Other girls start messaging you. It's really hard to understand unless you do it. And you know who's never going to tell you about this? Ever? Women. They're never going to tell you, especially women that are attracted to you. Women that are attracted to you are never going to tell you that using pre-selection is a way to get women. My ex-girlfriend, who I'm very much a big fan of her. We had a amicable breakup. She's a terrific person. But when we were dating, she used to tell me how much she didn't like that I knew every single girl everywhere we went. And then subsequently, I reminded her that I met her at a bikini competition. Rule number 1 in Men of Action, always listen to the words, don't worry about people's actions. The quickest way to learn about people is to stop listening to them, okay? The other one that you guys will notice, if you guys are in this space or that you're probably being advertised to like crazy on Meta with these different offers, you'll notice it's the really good looking coach, the classically good looking guy with the tattoo sleeves who's ripped and tall and just like built. And he's like, you should just be yourself when you talk to girls. The guy, he's just like, you should just be yourself. You shouldn't post those pictures with girls. That's try hard. That's try hard, but I need you guys to remember something. The try hard guy stole your job. The try hard guy fucked your girlfriend. The try hard guy is the one your wife is going to cheat on you with. The try hard guy spent more time in the gym and got into better shape than you. The try hard guy had a better presentation and got the promotion before you. You guys need to, this is a big problem that I see with a lot of people in this industry, is that you're worried about coming off as try hard. You should be lucky to come off as try hard, and you should be lucky to come off as a player. Most of you are ignored by women completely, and you don't even recognize. You see women that are absolutely stunning and they just ignore you. And you've seen them ignore you for a while, and it's just getting worse. Social media is only exacerbating the problem. social media in addition to dating apps, where there's 9, guys, remember what I said? When there's more women than men, women are more comfortable with short-term sexual options. When there's more men than women, Tinder, 9 men for every woman. Did you guys know that? There's 9 men for every woman on Tinder. Okay, that's why it's a disaster. Because of that situation, then women are dictating the terms because there's 9 men for every 1 woman chasing them. You guys understand? So it's difficult for guys to understand and grasp this economic reality. So what is the only possible solution here? The only possible solution. We talked about pre-selection, social proof. We talked about mate choice copying. So women knowing that other women have chosen us. So if you want to know like the fundamental understanding, because there's several different ways to generate attraction, but this is the one that we teach the most, which is pre-selection. The way pre-selection works, or the term in psychology is called mate choice copying in humans. The way pre-selection works is when women choose men that other women have chosen. You guys might want to write that down somewhere. Women choose men that other women have chosen, okay? There's other attraction triggers. In Men of Action, specifically, we never use money. Again, I've said this at this point, more than 100 times. If you guys think that I've ever paid a single girl to be in a photo with me, or I photobombed a photo with girls, if you think I've ever paid a single girl to go on a date with me, to show up to one of my events, I'll pay you $50,000 if you can find one single girl. There's a guy right now, he's messaged like hundreds of girls trying to find him. And he's like, how much did Michael pay you? And the girls are like, he didn't pay us anything, you fucking moron. So if you guys can find one single girl I've ever paid, I'll give you $50,000, okay? So we never, ever, ever use money in this program to get girls, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, we don't care about looks. You could be a good looking guy, but you don't have to be. We never look looks or height, okay? Number 3, we do not use drugs, okay? If you guys on your own time want to use, hey, we got some marijuana back at the house, that's your prerogative, but we don't teach that in this program. And number 4, we don't use alcohol. A lot of you guys are shocked. I've never been drunk in my life, not once. I've never tried a single drug. There's no drugs or alcohol. We don't use money, and we don't use looks to get girls. So you're like, Michael, then what the fuck do you use? Well, I told you about pre-selection, right? Well, there's 8 others. It's relevancy. Are you relevant to other people? When women see you, do you look like a weirdo who doesn't know how to use his phone? You guys remember what I said? Oh, who here's, put a 1 in the chat, this ever happened to you. Some guy's taking a picture, and you're like, flash, flash. Turn on the flash. You're in a nightclub. Flash. And he can't figure out how to do the flash. Put a 1 in the chat. Don't lie. Don't lie. Put a 2 in the chat if that was you. Put a 2 in the chat if that was you. Flash. How do you turn? You don't know how to turn the flash on. You're not relevant. And you're not competent. Okay? Relevancy and competency, the first 2 attraction triggers. So if you're a top flight cardiologist, you're a cardiothoracic surgeon, you're an oncologist, you're a pilot, you're a fighter pilot, those people have high levels of competency. Competency is sort of the analogy for money. So you guys have to remember, our ancestors didn't have money per se. The way you would show money is through competency. So instead of money, you brought back the meat, right? You had the deer on your shoulder and you brought back the meat to the tribe. That was money. But in order for you to get the meat, what did you have to be? You had to be a competent hunter. Does that make sense? Then when other men listened to you speak in the hunting tribe, you spoke with a deep voice and the other men became quiet when you spoke. That meant you were relevant. So you're relevant and competent. This is what we teach you in the program. Pillar 3 in Men of Action is leadership. So we teach you how to become relevant, and we teach you how to become competent through the subject matter expertise portion of the Men of Action program. Relevancy and competency, those are the first 2. Then these 3 are together. It's access to scarce resources, networks, and locations. Access to scarce resource could mean money, but we don't want to use money in this program. A scarce resource, actually, this is strange, you being in shape, and so just imagine you're out in Ibiza, you're with a group of beautiful girls, you have like 2 or 3 of your friends, you meet a bunch of other girls, because you follow the Men of Action program, you know girls who introduce you to more women, so it's just you walking around and you've got like 7 girls with you, okay? On a regular basis. You're the one with you know about upper body muscle because you've been taking the Men of Action course. You understand how we teach you about 5-day splits with working out. We teach you about cold plunge. We teach you about peptides. We teach you about TRT. We teach you about macros. We teach you about all that in the program. So you show upper body muscle. That muscularity shows that you're a dangerous motherfucker, which is what makes you, that's a resource. Does that make sense? If you're a group of women, you're walking through a street and you all of a sudden have a big dude who comes up who's like the brother of one of the girls, his protection is a resource. Okay. Access to scarce resources, access to scarce networks. So whenever I try to go to speak at a different place, so let's say if I go to the 10X conference, I know people who throw the 10X conference. So I'm going to take the girl into the back and I'm going to introduce her to, whoever, Grant Cardone, Dan Fleischman. I'm going to introduce her to Peter Diamandis. I'm going to introduce her to those people. I'm going to show her I have access to scarce networks, or I'm going to take her on stage to see Marshmallow. I'm going to take her on stage to different places. I'm going to teach you very quickly how to do this. It comes from the language of problem solving. When men communicate with other men, we learn how to problem solve for one another. And once you do that, then you gain access to these different locations and networks. So access to different locations, to scarce locations, access to scarce networks, access to scarce resources. Okay, these are attraction triggers. There's a guy I know, he used to work at a nightclub here in Vegas, and he was the one who gave out the artist wristbands. If you guys have ever been to a nightclub that has like a DJ and there's like a stage area by the DJ and you have to have a wristband to get up there and they only let the hottest girls up there, that was his job. He worked in marketing at this huge nightclub. And this guy banged so many tens, I couldn't even count. I remember when I first moved here and I would just have conversations with girls I thought were hot, and every single one of them had slept with this guy. And all he did was give out the artist wristbands. That's all he did. He had access to every attractive woman in the place. It was insanity. It was crazy. That's funny because you're like, well, Michael, how can I replicate that? Well, you guys know if you want to get girls on the Maximum Hot 100 party, I can put them all in there. You guys don't even have to be an MOA. If you guys, right now, I see Gene, Francois, I see Rob, I see Tag. If you guys gave me 100 girls today to put on the guest list for almost any party in the world, I could just call the promoter and they'll put them on and the girls will give you the credit. Isn't that crazy? Access to scarce resources, locations, and networks. Sounds like we have this figured out. Sounds like I've been doing this for 25 fucking years and I have this figured out. I've been coaching since 2008. We have this down to a fucking science. You guys notice you listen to other instructors that are like, have good vibes, good energy, bro. Just be yourself, bro. What do we do in this program? We teach you exact steps for exact levels of success. We teach, other people are like living in this vague world of astrology. We're teaching you a programming language that where when this is done correctly, then you get the hot girls. That's what we're teaching you there. Okay. Now, relevancy, competency, access to scarce resources, locations, and networks, right? Then it's humor and charisma. Charisma is the hardest one. Well, humor is the hardest one. Humor and charisma. So charisma is like, I can have low-key conversations with people. I can tell a story and everyone listens to my story. This also makes me more relevant as well. So people will listen to me when I talk, when I give a toast. This is charisma. And then humor. Humor is like, I would trade all of them for humor. If you guys can be funny, you will, because humor does this amazing thing. Do you guys remember, put a one in the chat if you guys remember attraction and comfort from the mystery method? Attraction, comfort, seduction. You remember, guys, this model, ACS? Put a one in the chat if you guys remember. Attraction comes first and then comfort, right? Anybody? You guys remember this? Okay, okay. I guess none of you guys remember attraction and comfort. So attraction comes before comfort. There's one thing that builds attraction and comfort at the same time. It's why it's such a cheat code, and that is funny, humor. Humor is incredible. I've hung out with Dave Chappelle a couple of times in Los Angeles, and the magnetism that this dude had, and this was before he was super famous. The magnetism that this dude had, like any woman would just do anything he wanted because he was so incredibly charismatic and funny. Now, charisma and humor, while they are attraction triggers I teach, they're the hardest ones to learn. If you have a little bit, maybe a learning disability, or maybe you're on the spectrum a little bit, and we obviously, a lot of guys on the spectrum will get on these calls and they want help too. It's going to be a little harder for you, but it's definitely something that you can learn. We have certain ways of teaching this. We generally use what's called man on the street videos. We teach you how to do interviews where you film them and then we see almost like live infield footage, and then we critique the footage. So if you guys are having trouble talking to women, we can say, like, so just imagine one of you guys is like, hey, Michael, whenever I go up to talk to women, for some reason, I run out of things to say, and then they just like kind of stop listening to me. I was like, okay, man, do a man on the street video. And you go do a man on the street video, you have a buddy filming you, and you're just holding an iPhone and doing, using it as a microphone. And as soon as you get on camera, you're like, hey, guys, what's going on? What are you guys doing? what's happening with you? It's like, and then afterwards we watch the video and then I'm playing it back for you. And I'm like, did you know that your voice went up that high whenever you saw a pair of boobies? That's what happens. You don't maintain your frame when you're around attractive women, which is why they find you less attractive. So that's how we teach you how to get over that. And we teach you how to have charisma and humor. And social proof is also an incredibly terrific one. It's like, I mean, social proof is pretty obvious. It's like how many other people vouch for you. Social proof also leads to relevancy as well. And then the final one is pre-selection. And that was the first one we went over. Pre-selection, i.e. mate choice copying in humans. Women choose who other women choose. Women choose men who other women choose. Okay? One more time, man on the street videos. Let me see if I can find some man on the street videos. Let's go to Spencer. Let's see if I can pull up one real quick. These are man on the street videos right here. This is what a man on the street video looks like. Do you guys see it? Super simple. You just walk up, you just start talking to a girl. He's using a DJI microphone and he's using an iPhone for his photos.
He will eventually.
Okay, how do you make sure that he's...
He probably have a little bit better audio, to be honest with you, but it's still pretty good. Let me see if we have some other ones here. Spencer is like, he crushes it with man on the street videos.
Let's be honest, what's your craziest confession?
I hooked up with someone who had a girlfriend.
So the guy...
Okay, so it doesn't matter what they're talking about. The point is, Spencer, he's made a social media profile based on man on the street videos. I don't give a fuck if you ever post them. If you just want to use them for us to critique so that you can improve the way you speak, that's what we do on our Tuesday calls in the Men of Action program, okay? We go over that. So, and Spencer did that initially. And then once he got better, he started posting them on a regular basis, building up what? His charisma and his humor and his social proof. So he had more social proof. So one of the really crazy tricks that you guys can figure out is if you go to a club and if you have a camera or you go out to some social situation, the bigger the light, the more famous the girls think you are. It is absolutely insane. Okay, some of you may think that I'm actually exaggerating this. All right, I'm going to show you guys something real quick. Where is that? Parallel lives. Let me see if I can hear it. Parallel lives or parallel live. Does somebody know where parallel live is? Let me see here. Parallel live app. Okay. This is my buddy, Ethan Kaiser. Ethan Kaiser created a program called Parallel Live. Okay. The way Parallel Live works is that you start the program and it makes it look like you have thousands of people looking at you like you're a streamer, but it's all fake. I'm not telling you to use Parallel Live, by the way, guys. I'm just using this to show you that look at the look on these women's face. They thought there were 13,500 guys watching him. Look at their face. Look at their face. Oh my God. Do you guys see this? We are in an attention economy. We generate, look, are you rich? Do you see this? Are you rich? You see this? Fake donations. So basically you say stuff in the AI that listens to you. It's like, it starts sending you money because it looks like there's 46,000 people watching you. For any of you guys who if this is disgusting to you, I'm sorry, you're going to have a hard time in life. There is no such thing as real status. There's no such thing as real status. All status is perceived. Okay. This is one of the things we're going to teach you in this program. And there's no such thing as fake status. If people think the only reason people think Logan Paul is famous is because people think Logan Paul is famous. Let me say that one more time. The only reason I saw Logan Paul 4 nights ago. Oh, no, not 4 nights ago. Right the night before the Canelo fight. Logan Paul was on stage with Marshmallow at XS. And I was saying to my friend, the only reason that Logan Paul is famous is because other people think Logan Paul is famous. If Logan Paul still existed, but there were no people on earth, would he still be famous? No. Fame is just a function of perspective by multiple people. It's called intersubjective reality. It's an you all know Harari, he writes about this. There's an intersubjective reality where we all agree the dollar is worth X amount.
Inner or inter?
Huh?
Inner or inter?
Inter, what is it? Inner something
Intersubjective reality.
Yeah, intersubjective reality. There's this thing called intersubjective reality, and that is the concept of multiple people agreeing to a price of the S&P 500 or whether or not someone's famous. Now, there are things that are not intersubjective, that are intersubjective, and that would be like, is that girl hot? You can think a girl's hot, and you don't need other people's reactions to tell that she's hot. Like, who here put, like Margot Robbie was hot in Wolf of Wall Street. You didn't need other people to tell you she was hot. That's intersubjective. That's not intersubjective. But whether or not we believe that the Dallas Cowboys are worth $13 billion, that's an agreement amongst many people estimating, plus Forbes magazine, all coming together to come up with that number out of thin air. That number isn't a real number because it has not been transacted at $13 billion. So it's a fake number that's taken out of thin air. Why? How are you able to take that $13 billion number out of thin air? The reason why is because status is only perceived. There's no meritocracy. Status has no weight to it. It has no thickness to it. It has no momentum to it. Status is only a perceptual thing. You guys, you see how I'm like tying all of this back to like the original thing that we're talking about here? Status is only perceived. Mate choice copying and pre-selection. We're talking about mate choice copying. We're talking about the concepts of social proof, okay? Social proof and pre-selection. What, like the thing I want to like point out when it comes to this, the girls who are in this photo, and I tagged them at the top and the bottom, they like the photo. They follow me. These aren't just some random girls I bumped into. There's no photobombing in this course. There's no using money and there's no photobombing. What is it? What is the secret sauce that we use? The big thing that we use in this program that's a little bit different than others, and one of the reasons why you probably had not heard of me for the last 10 years is because I coach something that nobody else in the space coached back in 08 when I started it. Now, everyone's following me and coaching this. But for the last, say, 18 years, I was derided and made fun of this. And that is, I have hundreds and hundreds of female teammates. Everywhere I go, there's women who come up and hug me. They introduce me to other people. They introduce me to women. They have threesomes with me. Some of them have crushes on me. Some of them I'm just friends with, hundreds of them. And so whenever you guys, if you were to join MOA today, I can put you in front of your dream girl in 3 weeks, maybe less. I'll put you in front of your dream girl. All of you will fumble the bag. All of you. If I put you in front of your dream girl, you will fumble the bag. Now, I want you to consider this, okay? In my situation, for 4 years, from 2000 to 2004, I was a DJ and a manager at a strip club. Every day I would go to work, and there was 50 girls and like 6 guys that worked there. We'd go to work, and I'd go in the dressing room to tell the girls to get ready to go on stage, and they would whistle at me and be like, "Show us that dick." They would say things like that to me. They would completely and totally objectify me. Every day I'd go to work, and they would do this to me. They'd grab my dick in the DJ booth. They would fucking grab my ass. They felt completely and totally not admonished, permission. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. They felt completely justified in just groping me anytime they wanted, like anytime. I was totally objectified as a man. And yes, I'd slept with several girls from that job, but it was a situation where there were 40 girls and there were like 50 girls and there were like 6 guys. From that situation, later on, when I joined the military and I would bump into like a stunningly beautiful woman, it was nothing to me, dog. It was nothing, because I had been around so many attractive women walking around naked, objectifying me so long. I had immersed myself around beautiful women. Now, most of you guys are not going to manage a strip club. You're not. You're not. But you can come to Babes in Toyland. You can come to the teatro parties. You can come to the Maxim parties. You can come to one of our bikini competitions. You can throw your own event in your own city, whether or not it's Wichita, Kansas, or whether or not it's Des Moines, Iowa, whether or not it's Waco, Texas, whether or not it's Jacksonville, Florida. You can throw your own events, or what's even crazier is we can help you throw your own events with our network. And now there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 girls for every guy. Isn't it funny? Like, it's almost like we've planned this out. It's almost like we're not bullshitting. It's almost like every single thing that I state in this program, I can back up factually, okay? That's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand, is like your opportunity to get like an incredible level of success is now. Hold on. I'm gonna show you guys something else. We're almost to the point where we're going to do questions here in just a second, but it's just something I want to just make sure you guys understand, because this is really hard for people to grasp. Okay. Do you see Faraz? This worked for him, and it worked for Johnny, and it worked for Anthony. Anthony's 4'11". Okay. It worked for Godwin, and it worked for Mastab, and it worked for John, and it worked for Shanka, and it worked for Paul, and it worked for James. James is a PhD in agriculture in Omaha, Nebraska. And it worked for John in London, and it worked for Aniket, and it worked for Vincent in Chicago. and it worked for Boheat, and it worked for Keegan, and it worked for Matt, and it worked for Keating, and it worked for Adam, and Adam's an F-18 pilot. He's an F-18 fighter pilot in the U.S. Marine Corps. That's him flying, okay? And it worked for Yaniv, and it worked for Rocky, and it worked for Idris in Baltimore. And it worked for James in New York, and it worked for Brendan in Las Vegas. He's a photographer here. And it worked for Thomas, and it worked for David. And it worked for Kareem in Mexico City, and it worked for James, who's now a DJ. It worked for Alex, and it worked for Benji. And it worked for Timothy, and it worked for Julian. Julian he's of German descent, but he lives in Brazil. It worked for Brian, and it worked for Justin. And it worked for David, and it worked for Dominic in San Diego, and it worked for Han, and it worked for Ahmad. And it worked for James, and we can keep fucking going all night. So if any of you want to come at me and say, this will not work for me, it will work for you. In fact, I'm going to tell you one other thing. When you compare this to straight up cold approach or any other methodology for meeting women, this is all that's left. Are you hearing me? This is all that's left. Attractive women are not going out to nightclubs anymore. You know, deep down, you know what I'm saying is true. They don't. There's stories all over. Look them up. 5 nightclubs per week are shutting down in London because attractive women don't go out anymore. So what are you supposed to do in these situations? You create, if there is no scene, you create a scene. You learn by using methodologies from evolutionary psychology and from some of the most successful men I've ever seen in my life with women, in the world with women. We take the techniques that they use to create a situation where there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 women for every man whenever you go out. That's what we try to create for you. And you guys understand, like, I mean, let me see if I'm trying to pull something up off my phone, but I want to make sure, because I think some girl sent me some nudes. So I want to make sure I don't, because we're on YouTube right now. Hey, say hi, Jennifer. What's going on, girl? Like, just so we're clear, I just want to show you guys something here real quick. If you guys see up at the top here, that's September 21st at 2:02 a.m. This was last night. We don't talk about it, we be about it. This was last night. And there is Shaquille O'Neal. This was last night. And we did this, okay? It was me and a bunch of girls. We went out. This is not something we just do every once in a while. This is every day, all the time. This is our reality, okay? If this is something that you want, let me see if I can find another one here. Yeah. These are events that my team creates for, no, that's the wrong one. Let me see here. That's here, and here. Like, these are the type of reality that we create. When you guys understand, I'm not making this up. When I say 7 to 1, that's what I mean. When I say girls that you aren't going to meet in person, that's what I mean. That you're never going to meet them at a bar. I know Chantel and I know Lenny, you're never going to meet them. It's not going to happen. I know where they are. I know where they hang out all the time. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you, the secret to doing this without using any money or any looks is very, very simple. It's a situation of social circle where we teach you, step 1, fix your fucking Instagram. Step number 2, build your list. Step number 3, we teach you how to get open threads with hundreds of, like, I probably have 17,000 open threads with girls. My birthday's coming up. Well, I'm having a party on the 13th of October. And when I have this party, hold on, let me see if I can pull it up for you. Where's it at? Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can pull it up. That's not it. There it is, right there. Here, I'll just do this for you guys right now. This is every one of my birthday parties for the last couple years. All the girls showed up dressed as cheerleaders. They didn't even tell me. They just did it on their own. I spent $0. This was the next year. All the girls dressed in pink like Barbie. This was the next year. All the girls wore lingerie out to Haksan. And guys, this was COVID. While the rest of you guys were sitting in home and chilling, we were throwing fucking mansion parties with 50 girls deep. So anyway, I just want you guys to understand, none of this, because I was reading somewhere, some idiot was talking about we photobomb with these girls or whatever. No, those girls are all friends of mine. They love me. They came out to support. Whenever I host a charity event for my birthday party, whatever, it's not me telling you I'm with 7 girls. I'm showing it to you. Irrefutable visual evidence. If this is what you want, if this is what you guys are interested in, if you want to learn how to do this, like actually learn how to do this, can you guys put a 1 in the chat? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys really want to learn. If you see something for the first time, you're like, oh, damn, I didn't realize all this stuff. I didn't realize it. You guys put a 1 in the chat? Okay, awesome. Very cool. Hey, Tristan, are you still here? Okay, I thought Tristan was still
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, if
I'm
you
here.
guys want to learn how to do this, can you guys do me a favor and contact Tristan? Tristan, you want to put your Instagram in here?
Yeah.
Can you copy and paste your Instagram in the chat? So, and by the way, for those of you
Doing it right now.
who are wondering about this, let's go real quick so you guys can see. That's who we showed you before. Here's Tristan right here. Okay, this is who you guys are going to be connecting with. This is Tristan. This is him in this photo that I took it. This is what's going on here. And you guys will notice, like, the girls in the photo are liking the photo. Okay, they're part of this as well. All right, this is what Tristan's doing. Okay, and for those of you who are like, no, this wouldn't work for like the high class good people or whatever. Tristan just graduated from Harvard about 2 months ago. Okay, that's why we made those Harvard videos, because Tristan just graduated from there. All right, and then this is the lifestyle he leads. And Tristan, are you 6'9" or 6'10"? How tall are you, Tristan?
6'7".
You're 6'7", and you're Norwegian. What is it?
No, I'm Indian.
You're 5'9" Indian dude. Are you sure? Because I heard that wasn't true. I heard that wasn't real. I heard that's impossible. That's not supposed to happen.
No, I heard you were 5'9". That's what I heard.
You heard I was 5'9". That's fucking funny. All right, awesome. So if you guys are interested in that, you guys see Tristan's IG right there. Can you guys hold on? Yeah. Katie put you in touch with Curtis. Let me put the link in there, Tristan, because it's 2020. It's 2025, and we use links now. There we go. Let me put that in there. No, almost got it. There it is. You guys can see it right there. Okay, real quick before we go forward, and we're going to do some questions. There are a few questions that I got from the super chats. First one here. These are the guys on. Let me go to fan funding. Okay, there we go. Rational Redneck. I believe you and Rolo's programs work. I just can't afford it. Well, Rational Redneck, for the guys who are watching us on Zoom right now, Rational Redneck, the program is $27. So you just did a $5 what's it called? Super chat. Instead of doing the $5 super chat, why don't you just go to moamentoring.com and then just buy the program? It's $27. Okay. The guys who are in Zoom, they're already on the $27 program, so they know about it. By the way, let me say one other thing for those of you who are interested in the $27 program. You go to moamentoring.com and just click on the link. You can buy the $27 program. With the $27 program, if in 11 months and 29 days, you want to go ahead and cancel your program, we'll give you a full refund, and you can still maintain lifetime access to the program, which is called the Off-Market Dating System. It's about 12 hours of content where we teach you how to change your Instagram, how to make it to where you look relevant and competent. You get to keep that forever. We'll give you 100% refund. We're so sure that this is going to work. We'll give you a 100% refund, and you have 1 year to refund it. You get a 100% refund. Go to moamentoring.com and you can get that offer right now. For those of you who are on Zoom watching me right now, I need you guys to contact Tristan because you guys are already in the forum. You're already aware of this offer, the off-market dating system. Okay, let's go to the next question. Next question here is from Rational Redneck. Can we see your Maine Coon? I don't have a Maine Coon yet, but definitely I think I want one, but I don't know if the girl I'm with really wants me to get a Maine Coon, and I'm afraid a Maine Coon would eat my other cats. And then also shout out to Vash the Stampede. Shout out for the $50 super chat. Love your content. Vash, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. And then let me go ahead and put that in the chat for the rest of you guys. Okay, so we're mentoring.com/. Let me see here real quick. All right. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube right now, I'm going to put this in the chat, and I'll pin this to the top so that you guys can see it. Go to top chat, or actually we'll go to live chat. And here, there is, and then I'm going to go ahead and pin this. If you guys are interested, just go up to the top and you click on moamentoring.com, and you guys can get the $27 offer for the off-market dating system. Once again, guys, it's $27, and we will give you a full refund, 100% refund. We give you up to a year, and if you get the full refund, you get to keep everything. And you might be saying, that's insane. Well, no, it's not insane, because our program fucking works. So it's not insane. If you do the program, you're gonna want to be with us forever. We've had 4,000 guys go through the program, and they've had an incredible level of success. Okay. One last thing I want to go over, just because I'm not sure if you guys understood this before we get to the questions. Almost. You guys already saw these guys. Okay. Just want to make sure you understand. It also worked for Ari. It worked for Rocco. It worked for Dennis. It worked for Eric. It worked for Keith. It worked for David. It worked for Les. It worked for Carson. It worked for Austin. It worked for Neve. It worked for Nicholas. It worked for Kyle. It worked for Holden. Holden is now dating a model from like a supermodel. It worked for Dom. It worked for Steven. It worked for Sal. It worked for George in San Diego. It worked for Daniel. It worked for Khalid. It worked for Mark. It worked for Brandon. If you guys have any doubts when it comes to this, please do not hesitate whatsoever to go through the first 100 video testimonials at moamentoring.com/testimonials. Beautiful. Okay, cool. Let's do this real quick. If you guys have questions, I'm going to take questions from Zoom first. So what I need you guys to do is go down to the bottom where it says react, and I need you to raise your hand. You guys see where it says raise your hand? Okay, so go down to the bottom where it says react. There's a little heart at the bottom of your Zoom. And by the way, you guys want to do this to just show that you know how to use Zoom, because I'm not going to hire someone who doesn't know how to use Zoom. Okay, like if you guys want to be viable employees or viable entrepreneurs, you need to know how to use Zoom. Okay, there's no excuse. If you guys want to get good at talking to young, hot women, you need to know how to use your phone. Got it. There we go. Good job. Francisco, what's your question? Francisco, go ahead and start talking. Got to unmute yourself, brother. See, this is a really great example of like what I mean about learning how to use Zoom. Go ahead.
Sorry
Francisco.
about that. It was just
Yeah, no
giving me a
problem.
pop-up. So basically, I'm asking, like, if you have a sexual, I mean, if you have this woman friend and then it's escalating into a sexual interaction, how do you keep them as friends?
Yeah, so it's a great question. You don't make things weird. So most of the women I sleep with, I'm just friends with. The reason why you make it weird is like, so you guys slept together, and then the next day you come and you just like put your arm around her in front of all of her friends, and you act like you're a couple. I don't. When I see a girl after we slept together, I go up and I give her a high five. I'm like, hey, what's going on, homie? And then if she wants to continue to escalate with me or take it somewhere else, that's her option. But I keep it a secret. Rule number 6 in Men of Action is no one needs to know who you're fucking. Francisco, if you end up having a sexual relationship with a girl who's a friend, you can maintain the friendship as long as you don't make it weird. Okay?
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Okay.
One other thing I want to
Thanks.
make sure, I've told you guys several times, do not hit on your female friends. You can sleep with them. In fact, you're probably going to sleep with a lot of them. I didn't say don't sleep with them. I said don't hit on them. This is very confusing for a lot of guys because they think the only way to sleep with a girl is to hit on her. No, the way you sleep with a girl is by showing status. This is really important for you guys to understand. Women do not sleep with you because of your intent. They do not sleep with you because of your pickup lines. They don't sleep with you because of how bad you want to sleep with them. They sleep with you because of your status, which is what we teach you with relevancy, competency, access to scarce resources, locations, networks. What we teach you with humor, charisma, pre-selection, and social proof, those attraction triggers. We increase your status on social media, etc. That's how that ends up working. Okay? Makes sense? Somebody else had a question? I've run podcasts. Okay, here we go. YS, what's your question?
Hey, Michael, thank you for sharing all this information. Basically, you have to start from tomorrow. Basically, you start from zero tomorrow. No social circle, no network. What's the fastest, most efficient way you would do it? I understand all of this, but I guess everything you've learned.
Beautiful. Why I get this more, I get this question more than any. And when you join the program, it's literally in the first video. It's called How to Use This Course. I answer this exact question. And the answer is there is no shortcut in MOA. MOA is the shortcut. You do the first 4 steps. You fix your Instagram. There's nothing in the world that's going to make it faster for you to meet more people in a city where you don't know anyone than you fix your Instagram. Number 2, you build a list. We teach you how to build a list. So basically, we show you, you find your dream girl. What city do you live in?
New York.
Okay, you live in New York. What we would do is you would talk to the other guys in MOA from New York. You would say, okay, that's my dream. That's my dream girl. Like, that's the physical type I like. And we would go through all the people she follows and the places she tags. And then we would look at those locations to find more girls. And either you could do it yourself or you can have a VA build a list for you of about 2,000 girls that are in that area. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, number 3, we're going to get open threads. We're going to get open threads a couple of ways. Number 1 is we're going to invite them to certain events. Like, for instance, Swimsuit USA's Miss New York pageant was a couple of weeks ago. You're going to invite them to certain events, or you're going to do cold approach to build a social circle. So you're going to cold approach them, and then you're going to offer, to invite them to different events, and you're going to get open threads. When I say open threads, I mean you and a girl are have an open thread on Instagram where you're not in the general folder or the request folder. You're in the primary folder. Does that make sense?
Got it.
And number 4, you're going to find 6 female teammates and you're going to go with them to an event.
Cool.
Generating pre-selection. Nothing works faster than what I just said. And I could probably do all that in less than 3 weeks. Sound good?
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
Awesome.
I guess it's about getting started. Yeah.
I mean, I would get started, or you just take the $27 course and it'll walk you through it step by step, right?
Thanks, man.
Yep. Beautiful. Kevin, what's your question? Kevin going once.
Hey. Hello.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, Michael. Thanks for taking my question. Hey, so I know you said earlier about like not paying women to like meet up with you or do this, but what if you do business with them? I have like a promotional agency where we have like models and brand ambassadors, and some of them are girls. I do want to have a photo shoot with them to promote my company, and I'm thinking about paying them, but I'm taking your course as well, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Great question. So
Yeah.
from this point forward, you are part owner or manager or founder of an agency, and the agency is paying them. You are not paying them. I would avoid paying them all in all. Like, whenever I do photo shoots, I don't pay any of the girls. But if you're going to do that, and this is like this is a write-off, you can do this as a marketing expense on your taxes or whatever. The company is paying them. You are not paying them. Does that make sense? Meaning they're not getting a Zelle from you. They're getting a check. They're filling out a W-9, and they're filling out a W-9 so that you can pay them officially through your corporation. That's what I would do to sort of create the separation. Also, there's certain issues with piercing the corporate veil when you pay them out of your own funds that can lead to certain liabilities. So I just highly recommend just don't pay them at all. But if you have to do that, there's another thing I do when I go to dinner and like it's a big bill, and I know I'm like, for whatever reason, I'm going to pay it. We're out, we're on vacation, we're in Tulum or whatever. If I'm going to pay the bill, I'm going to go find the waitress, and I'm going to pay the bill without anyone seeing it. I want the transaction to be invisible. I want the transaction to be invisible. You guys are probably so confused. You're like, don't you want the girls to see your expensive watch and see that you paid for all that? No, you don't. You're only attracting gold diggers. You're only attracting prostitutes. I'm not interested in that. That's why we don't lead with money in this course. Makes sense?
Gotcha. So you wouldn't, like, let's say you're out with friends and they're all girls, you wouldn't pay for all of them, or you just pay for your own meal?
It depends if it depends on if they're close to me. So if you like you said, it's a modeling agency and you're taking them all to Christmas dinner or some shit, or it's one of the girls' birthday, then yeah, I'd pay for it, but I wouldn't let them see it. I would not let them see me pay for it.
Gotcha.
Okay. And then when they ask, hey, what do we owe you? You're like, it was just handled. You do your hands like this. You go, it was just handled. It's handled. It's handled. You're like, what do you mean? Did you pay for it? It's like, it's handled. And then you move on. You don't want them to know. Now, you also don't want to not pay for it and then make things fucking awkward. You don't want to do that either. What I want women to feel when they're around me is there's this force field that protects them from bullshit. When they're with me, like last night, you saw that thing with me and Shaq and those 6 girls. I just effortlessly walked them on stage, and then I walked them to introduce them to Shaq, and then I walked them on stage with Marshmello, and all of it was effortless. They got their wristbands effortlessly. Everything was quick and effortless. So they know that when they're with me, because I'm relevant and competent, because I have a deep man voice, and I don't compromise my boundaries, they know that shit will be handled, and there's a force field to protect them from bullshit when they're with me.
Okay, so you make it look easy, like everything is smooth.
Correct. I make it look smooth and effortless. Yes. You like the problem where a lot of rich guys do is that they try to make themselves look rich instead of making what you want to do is make the engagement effortless. You don't want to make yourself look rich. Does that make sense?
All right, brother. Thank you.
Yep. Tag, what's your question?
Hi. First of all, thank you so much for hosting this. This is great.
For sure.
And then I want to speak for some of the younger guys that are out here. I personally am still in school. So I was wondering if you had any like good early steps that I can start taking because I want to be proactive going into
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So there's another thing that happens in MOA. Again, the most common question I get is, hey, Michael, how do I start this the most efficient way? You start from the beginning. The first 4 steps of MOA, it's a high status networking 101, which is in the course. Step number 1, fix your Instagram. Step number 2 is build a list. Step number 3 is get open threads. Step number 4 is have 6 female teammates that you go to different events with. It's going to be the same for you, Tag. It's going to be the same for someone else. If it seems difficult or daunting, you need to get in the course and then have the feedback from the 1,000 other guys that are in the course that are walking you through what to do. Make sense?
Yeah. Thank you, Michael.
But the answer is always the same answer. Where do you start? You start from the beginning. The course is put in a certain order specifically to answer that question. Everyone's starting from 0 when they join the course. So it's the same question for everyone. Corey, what's your question?
I was curious. You were talking about the not drinking and no drugs at like different parties and events. What is your take on like different sober alternatives?
Different sober alternatives. I drink water. That's a sober alternative. I like to have sex with multiple attractive women at the same time. That's my sober alternative. I don't really understand the question.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, just drink seltzer water. I'm not really interested. I don't care what other people think about me. So, I mean, that's a whole nother talk we can have is because I don't care what other people think about me, it causes them to become obsessed.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, of course. Chioma, what's your question? Chioma going twice. Chioma, this is where you talk. Go there. You go. Talk, brother. What's going on?
Yeah, I had a couple questions. So first off, I was wondering when would we reach out to the event organizers? Would that be before or after we got all the confirmations from the people?
No, definitely before. Definitely before. You need to make sure. So you go to them and you're like, hey man, is it cool if I bring 20 girls to this event or something like that? That's what I would do. I would do that first. Now, if it's an event that I'm associated with, you're in MOA. I can just get every girl you want on the list. It's not difficult.
Okay, so we would go to the organizer and be like, hey, could I bring some girls and
I wouldn't
ask
ask
for,
like that. I wouldn't use
Okay.
any verbal crutches. I would go right up to them and be like, hey man, I'd like to throw an event at your place with 20 girls. Can we do that? There's no or I'm going to sound very direct. I'm going to look him directly in the eye. Again, this is what we go over in the entrepreneurial section of Men of Action. Whenever I ask for something, every single part of this is described in the course. So going back to what you said before, I wouldn't ask like you just asked me. No. I would ask in a definitive way exactly what I wanted, and I would let him know exactly what the offer is, and I'd be able to do it in 2 sentences.
Okay, and am I trying to get tickets or something, free tickets to the
It depends on
whatever
what the
event?
event. It depends on what the event is. So if you're going to Rise Festival, then you want wristbands to go on stage, or Encore Electric Daisy Carnival. All right. If you're going to a restaurant, then maybe you want a comp dinner. If you're going to, it just depends on what the event is. If you're going to the Maxim Hot 100 party, you want get girls on the guest list. It just depends.
Okay.
Again, all of it taught step by step in the program. Got it?
Yeah. Thank you.
Sound good? Zoom user, what's your name?
John.
John, go ahead, John.
So I was just wondering what the variety of events. I feel like you kind of alluded to it in the last
Yeah.
question, but I don't really
Yeah.
like going out. I like going to bed early. Like I want to make sure that this all still works.
Perfect. So there's 6 different event types. There's the theme party. There's the list party. There is the competition. There is the charity or gala, and there is the pageant, and then there's the photo shoot. And then, well, there's one more. It's a container event that you do back at your place. If you want to go to bed early, then what I would recommend is a lot of restaurants, charity events, different stuff like that. And then I'd also highly recommend, this is a big thing now, maybe it won't be as popular in a couple years, find a fucking running club as close as you can. Find a running club. You will find super, super high testosterone, extremely horny women who are in ridiculous shape, just that want to run early in the morning. If that's what you want to do, find a running club ASAP. That is like the new dating app now, is these running clubs.
All right, easy. Thanks.
Yep. Naveen, what's your question?
Hey, Michael, question about Instagram. How are people taking these pictures? Are they setting up photo sessions, like hiring somebody, or are they all selfies?
Generally, there's several. So there's 3 different type of photos that we post in the program, and generally it's a combination of, sometimes you have a guy helping you, and then sometimes it's just so like the 3 different types are, one is this candid type. Let me see if I can find a candid one. Let me see here. Most of mine are pre-selection, and so this is like a candid photo, lifestyle photo. This is at Bilzerian's house playing paintball. This is another candid photo. This is what a candid photo would look like. This is like your buddy is just taking photos of you. Make sense? Here's another candid photo, but it's also a pre-selection photo because I got girls with me. Here's another candid photo. Right? And here's another candid photo.
So you're just asking a friend of yours to take pictures, basically, essentially. Okay.
This is called a lifestyle photo. This one is way overused. See way too many guys doing way too many of these lifestyle photos. This should be like no more than 1 out of every 3 photos. This is a lifestyle photo. 1 out of every 3 photos. I look at some of your stuff, and it's like every photo is like this. This is a lifestyle photo. Okay. This is a pre-selection photo, and it is also a candid photo. So it's pre-selection, lifestyle, and candid. Those are the 3 types. Make sense?
And you're not like scheduling a photo session. It's just having a friend of yours.
You can schedule a photo session, but you don't need to. If you come to immersion, you come to Vegas immersion, you end up with all the photos you'll ever need to post. So when you join the program, we have the thing called Vegas immersion. You come here for 7 days, and we just take photos for you, and then we set up the whole thing.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mohammed, what's your question?
Hey, I wanted to ask you, do you recommend like doing this, watching the videos and doing the steps as you watch the videos, or watch all the videos and then start doing the steps?
Both. Yeah, you're going to do both at the same time. You can take action. So you're going to do 1 hour of video and then 2 hours of action.
Right. Okay. Because when you say like fix your Instagram, like that takes sometimes like 6 months, maybe 3 months. I don't know.
There's no way it should take you 3 months. It's just no way it should take you 3 months. If you join the course, it's not going to take you 3 months to fix your Instagram. That's crazy. That's way too long. It's called men of action, bro. It's not called men of procrastination. It shouldn't take you 3 months to fix your Instagram.
Okay. Yeah.
You have to change your mentality about this. You have to understand, like, when you join the program, all of this is handled for you. So in your mind, you're like, what thing do I have to do? This sounds hard. There's all these decisions. When you're in the program, there's no decisions. You just follow directions.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
It should not take you 6 months. Okay. It should not take you 3 months. It should take you maybe 3 weeks, and you should have like 9 photos up. Okay.
Yeah.
Sound good? Beautiful. Anybody else? Okay, just to let you guys know, those of you who are asking questions in the chat, I'm not answering those. This is not called men of chat. It's called men of action. So you need to unmute yourself and ask the question live so that we can hear you. Okay? If you have a hard time doing that, you are going to be fucked when I put your dream girl in front of you. Go ahead, Chioma.
So does the first ever invite that we do, does it need to be like a top funnel event?
Yes. Well, generally, so the way it works is this is an interesting question. So top of funnel is it depends on who you are. So for me, let's just say you're Leonardo DiCaprio and you're like, hey, a bunch of us are going to come over to my place to have a picnic. That's a bottom of funnel event, but because he's so popular, he can get away with it. Okay. If you're
Okay.
if you have a ton of status, which the whole point of the course is to generate status, if you have a ton of status, you can actually invite new girls you met to bottom of funnel events. Okay. One of the reasons why you guys are going to have trouble is when you go up to a 10, a girl who's a perfect 10, and you ask her to go on a date with you, what you're doing is you're taking a cold lead who's a 10 and asking her to come to a bottom of funnel event, which is a date with you. So your conversion is insanely low when you do that, unless you're really good looking, or you're talking to a working girl, a prostitute, and she's lying to you. That's generally what you're going to get. In order for you
Okay.
to get a high level of participation, you want a top of funnel event. So top of funnel event is we're all going to a festival together. We've got a pontoon boat. We're all going on the pontoon boat together. We're going to so-and-so's birthday. We're going to this Max party. These are top of funnel events. And then middle of funnel event would be like, we're all going to go shooting. We're all going to go go-karting. We're all going to go to this axe throwing together, but it's a smaller group. And then bottom of funnel event is like after the axe throwing, let's all go back to my place and watch a movie. Let's all watch Harry Potter or whatever stuff you want. Let's all sit out on the balcony. Let's sit under the fire. Let's have a
Okay.
bonfire. Let's get in the hot tub. Then there's the bottom funnel event.
So
Uh-huh.
the mid funnel stuff, that would be like after we had probably gone out with them already.
Probably it could be, yeah. I mean, but like if I go to a top of funnel event, a girl's following me around and giving me a ton of compliance, I'm just going to ask her for bottom of funnel. I'm not going to wait. But again, that comes with a lot of experience. Like 22 years of being Tom Brady and just going against defenses over and over again, you start to see the holes in the defense. It becomes very easy.
Okay. And
Uh-huh.
for like where would we find the top funnel stuff? Like would we use I think you mentioned Perplexity AI or something?
No, there's no top of funnel. It is literally invented by us. Perplexity is not going to have
Oh,
any fucking idea what you're talking about. Yeah,
okay.
it's in the course. It's like Casey Herzog, who's the photographer in the first pillar. He's the one who describes top, middle, and bottom.
Okay.
It's in the course. Yeah, it's in the course.
So like it's in the course like to find the different types of events and stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Again, guys, if you guys have any questions, you can't ask me the questions via text. You have to ask the question by unmuting yourself. All right. All right. So I'm gonna head out of here. One last thing. Again, before I go, I want to give you guys one more chance here. Let me see here. Let's copy. For those of you guys who are watching us on Zoom, check out that right there. And then for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, let me see if I can find it real quick. There you are. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube, I'm going to post it right here real quick. That is the way you can join us. I'm going to go ahead and pin it, replace pinned. Okay, cool. It's up there at the top. If you guys are interested in joining us, we are going to do, again, one of these once a month. Generally, what we have right now is like we just, I went off and for about an hour just describing things to you. Generally, what would happen is on a Tuesday when you join the program, we do a 3-hour, okay, last week was 4 hours and 18 minutes. We're gonna do a call where we answer every single person's question. Sometimes there's like hundreds of guys on the call. We get through every single thing. And then you get, depending on the way the whole thing's set up, you get one-on-ones with me and one-on-ones with the other coaches. So just to let you know, there's also different calls every day. We just finished our Sunday call today that Ashkan Beheshti was leading. We have different calls every day of the week. Each coach has their own daily Q&A call, and they'll just answer questions for as long as you want. So if you guys liked your questions answered today, just know that's 5 days a week is what we do in the program, along with having one-on-ones, along with the events that we throw, along with Vegas Immersion and all these other different things that we got going on. So make sure you click that. If you guys are interested in joining the program, go to moamentoring.com/application, fill out the application, and you guys can join us here pretty soon. If you guys have any questions specifically about that, hopefully you can go back and watch this video on YouTube when we go over the concepts of make choice copying and pre-selection, which leads to a higher ratio of females to males, which allows you to have more options when it comes to dating. It also generates attraction. It also attracts women who are younger with lower body counts. All of this has been documented through statistical studies, science, sociology, evolutionary psychology, etc. And the data for these specifically, we're going to be coming out with the next 2 videos on the channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed to my YouTube channel. I will see you guys in 1 month. Okay. Just